Welcome one and all, Love Them Knives channel. That's what we are. We love them Knafs. That's what we do. And the Lander, and the Eagle has landed, or the Lander has landed here, and there it is. ND2 stonewash blade, G10 scales, deep carry pocket clip. It's reversible, and they got a little plate on here too. Liner lock, by the way. Nested liners to you, buddy. And these are supposed to be easy change stuff, right? Isn't it? I went on White Mountains. That's where I got this from. 10% discount, LTK, right? So was it 58 bucks? Okay, so 10% off, almost $6. So hey, it makes a difference, right? That'll buy you a beer. And old burrito maintenance toolkit, so it comes Mexican style with a burrito. And then here's the different scales, right? $21.99, so that's the price of the knife all over again. No, I'm just kidding. So you could get it in pink, give it to the wife. All this kind of stuff, you could change it out. Titanium ruler, there's all kinds of stuff from the company that Ben Peterson, the designer and all that did the banter, baby banter, all that. What do you think? It's a little, and it drops. I mean, really, it doesn't have bad action on it. But I got it, and when I got it out and I put it in my hand, and I hate to start on this note, but you know what? It just doesn't seem like $58 to me. You know, I mean, I could show you a Ganzo knife that I think feels more, I don't know, substantive in my hand than this. Maybe better build quality or something about it that feels more complete. And so, yeah, this is a lot like, what was it? Hold on. This is more like, yeah, I mean, this is, and people were going, well, this is a lot like the Dozier, right? The K-Bar Dozier. And yeah, okay, I get you. It does. And that's a Zytel handle, and it's 41 bucks, right? So I can see that. And, you know, I mean, Ben did a thing on his website talking about, you know, people are going, oh, this looks like the Banter, or this looks like the Dozier, or this looks like the Elementum, or this looks like the Wood. And he did a pretty eloquent response to all that, saying, you know, everything you do when you design a knife is an influence of everything you've seen or experienced. But everything in life in a way that might people use, you know, when they do, you know, if they're a writer or they're an artist or they're whatever, influenced by things around them, things they've seen, blah, blah, blah. I get it. So people that bitch like, that knife looks like that knife, it's a rip-off of that, and whatever, I get tired of that. I don't care. I mean, there's so many things around in this world right now in our society that piss me off. This is the last thing I care about. I really, seriously don't care. Because there was no intent to do anything to copy anybody directly, and so I don't care. And there's so much similarities in blade shapes, and it's kind of like one knife maker told me, he says, I think they've done it all, and everything now is just a combination of variations of everything that's been done. And it probably is. So, but I mean, this knife on the face, it's not about this knife looking like the Dozier, the Elementum, or whatever. And it can look like the Banter. I don't care. I hope it does, because he designed it, right? And so, yes, this area of this right there, if you look at that, you'd think I was holding a Banter up, wouldn't you? In a way. So I get it. And you can flip the scales out. It's quick change technology and all that stuff. That's good. And you know, I wish him the best on his business venture. I hope he's extremely successful, actually. So it's nice to see guys break out and, you know, pursue their dream, chase it. And he's intelligent. He will be successful, period. But this is an interesting little knife, and he just made something very basic. Will this cut? Will this do anything? Hold on, let me get a piece of paper out. D2 blade, okay. You know what? I don't know who sharpened this, because I don't know the OEM or anything, but it's sharp. If it was much sharper, it'd be scary sharp. It's factory sharp with a plus to even sharper than, slightly sharper than the standard factory sharpness. So you have that. The plunge looks symmetrical. Fit and finish is reasonably decent. You got G10 scales. It's like, what you bitching about? Well, I don't know. The blade shape is a bit uninspiring to me. I don't know what it is, but it feels very, very inexpensive. Kind of like the Dozier, And so when you get to that point, like Free Tiger knives or Ganzo knives or a lot of other knives that are out there, even like petrified fish knives. This is 58. This is 48. This is my Carta Buller K110. Okay? I can keep on with the petrified fish. I could just go right down the road with a whole bunch of them that are even less than this in price. This feels more, it fills your hand. Maybe a little bit too much of a thick profile on this, but that is nicely done in the little details of this. And it's a liner, drop, quick over the detamp ball, got a Persian influence trailing point type thing going on here. And so that's just an example. It just happened to be sitting on my table, okay? But I'm telling you, and I could see this at 35, something like that. But yeah, it just seems like money that maybe not as good a value for the dollar as I would hope for. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. What it is, though, is it drops free, it's nice, it's light, it's easy to EDC, the ergos are great, it is sharp out of the box, easy to use, all that kind of stuff, and it's got the quick change technology, so you can put other color scales on it, and that kind of thing. So you got nothing going on. And for money-wise, you got nothing really at risk. Okay, I get you. But, it's what, 68 grams? Kick it over 2 ounces. And 2.4. So it's light. Super easy to carry, disappears in your pocket and all that. Now, 2 3/4 inch blade length, 70 millimeter, 6 1/4, okay, at 16 centimeters. And what do we got for blade stock? Probably 2.5, maybe 0.09, 2.3 millimeter, 10.6 millimeter, 0.41. So very slender here, very slender blade stock, not too slender considering the size of the knife, weight of the knife, all that kind of stuff. It's appropriate. Okay, so nice little utility cutter, whatever. And we'll take it apart and take a look inside. I don't have some spare scales for quick change technology, but I guess you just reverse the process of me taking this apart. Just take the scales and go. So that's interesting that even on a knife no more than this price that he's offering options to change out the scales, kind of make it a cool little swap around thing that you can do for very little money. And he's trying to appeal to the budget market, so you don't have to be, big swinging dude with gobs of cash to be able to play. And I admire that too. I think it's nice to have some nice offerings in the market, because you know what? These are the knives that do the work. These are the knives that get carried and used and that are in your pocket most, right? Your $500 Wonder Dogs, they're in a drawer somewhere, because you ain't gonna drag them from pillar to post, or most people ain't. Because believe me, I know. I have a monthly knife sale. I mean, I know what guys do with these knives. I see boxes and boxes and boxes of knives, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of knives. So yes, I know. But you know what? And I know how people behave with them, because that's the way I behave with them too. So yes, the little cheapy Ganzos, the little cheapy petrified fish, but they're not cheapy. I mean, they're actually functional. And Free Tiger and so many of the other knives that are out there are really kind of no-name brands too, but really functional, good knives and good for the money. And so, yeah, and Sencut, love Sencut knives, part of the WE knife family, etc., which, of course, the Banter is a WE knife, and then the baby Banter is Civivi, and then here comes the big Banter. The big Banter is coming out, and I just dropped the hammer today on White Mountain Knives, because it was $149, right, for the big Banter in micarta, and 3.6-inch blade, 8.3 overall length, right? Okay, the big Banter. That's going to feel like a big knife. I mean, most knives are barely cracking 8 inches. 8.3 with a 3.6-inch blade. And he's not calling it the XL. They're calling it the big Banter, okay? I like that. I like that idea, and that'd be way cool. It's going to be micarta. I wish there were more options in G10, because just give me a blue G10 big Banter. I'm a happy guy, because I like the Banter shape. And I looked before I did this video to see, where's my Banter? I know I have a Banter in blue. And you know what? I cannot find it for the life of me. And I don't know where it is, but I'm going to keep looking. Damn. But the big Banter, I'd like to be in this blue G10. And then, give me some other scales I could put on it, because I like the Banter. Just telling you the truth. It's very simple design. Great design by Ben. Let's take this one apart. So here's where we start. Oh, well, they didn't throw a whole lot of thread locker on here, did they? That's good. That's good. Let me get to it. And the rest of these are going to be number 6s, aren't they? Okay, let's, yes. Break that loose. Now, if you guys know the OEM, I didn't look closely. I didn't do a big search on finding out who the OEM. I mean, I would think, naturally, with the Banter and baby Banter and all that being in the WE knife group, that would be it. But I don't know that to be the case. Okay. There's one of them there scales. So this is supposed to be the quick swap technology. They got these little screws locked down pretty good. But I think they're the same. Yeah, okay. Which is good to have them in a uniform deal. And then there's your, okay, so that's your lock bar side there. And there's your little, and, okay, so, okay, that's what they're saying. They're saying, this is quick change. So they really have it anchored to where it's not anchored through. You don't have to take the whole knife apart just to swap scales. You can go this far and call it good, and then put scales on, put it back together. You don't have to do anything, right? All right, now, but I do. I got to keep on keeping on. Let's see what we're doing here. This is what you do when, and I don't know, but I'm going to put these to one side. I don't know that they're any different than the one on the scales are. They look pretty similar. I think the head is not as deep. Okay, let's kick this over. Okay, so we got a log bar side. Okay, log bar, blah, blah, blah. And we do have ceramic bearings on it though. And we have a captured pivot here, okay? So, and a flat right here. So, you know, that's what we're all about right there. Ceramic bearings, captured pivot. All in all, yeah, it's a pretty straightforward setup. Okay, back with the Lander. It's a nice drop shutty little, you know, carry knife. I get it. And I do now understand this quick change technology of these two screws that come out. And then, you know, underneath you've got screws that are actually holding this frame together. So, yeah, I get it now. Okay, sounds good. The Lander, Knafs. We do appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Love them knives here. We do love them knives. So you guys, stay sharp.